How are you? This is Tanya Waring, founder of the Manifesting Mindset. I apologize for being a little late this morning. Jumping on, we got lots of things happening. For those who don't know, we had an amazing event on Thursday. Glenn Morshower blessed us. You may know him from 24 as Agent Pierce. He lives here in Dallas, flying all over. Hi, Lori. Great to see you. Sounds like I have a lot of echo going on. So, hey, Lori, can you tell me, is it really echoey in here? I set up a new recording studio, and you know what that's like sometimes, where it just isn't quite what you expect. What I want to talk to about today is goal setting. And goal setting brings up a lot of stuff. And this is what I really noticed at the event on Thursday, particularly when we start talking about money. I do something called Grow Your Net Worth, where we look at what is your feel-good savings? What amount of money feels really good that you have in your savings account? What's your feel-good annual income? What's your feel-good monthly income? What's your feel-good legacy income? I call that going out of this world like a rootin' tootin' cowboy, right? And when we start talking about money, and especially in elevating that number, what I notice is a lot of our belief system comes up, and that belief system really can get in the way. So what I'm talking about is that goal setting is not so much about reaching the goal, because what most people hear is, oh my gosh, I might fail. Goal setting is about allowing yourself to dream and really play a big game that compels you to be bigger as a human being, that compels you to move forward in this world in the biggest, most possible way ever. So when you set a big goal, it's about really allowing yourself to get used up fully, you know, where you just give everything you have. It's so interesting to me that when we're little kids and we make up these games that we play with our peers, let's say it's baseball, right? We have some pretty established rules in baseball. But before baseball was really established, someone said, hey, let's create a first base, a second base, third base, home base, right? And then they decided that a certain number of feet out was going to be the home run, where if you could hit the ball that far, you automatically got the home run. And we just played the game. We played full out. We played to win, but we weren't attached to winning. We weren't attached to the failure. We were just out there to play the game. After the event, I was talking with Glenn, and he said, you know, when you play a game against someone, and let's say you're an expert tennis player, and you go to serve the ball and you just smash it and they can't return it. And then you go to serve the ball again, and you just smash it, and it's so fast and they just can't return it. And you win that game 10-0. It really wasn't that good of a game. Like, it was just, we love competition. We love challenging ourselves and surrounding ourselves with people who can return that ball, who can return the volley. So as we're looking at goal setting, what I like to think of it as an allowing setting. What are you willing to allow in your life? When you set up your savings account, what are you willing to allow? And it befuddles me how in America, I've heard for a long time that $250 a month can save someone from bankruptcy or foreclosure, and how many fights happen in family dynamics over money, or how people wake up in the morning with a stomach ache. Am I going to have enough money this month? And when we're in that state of worry and concern, we don't have the full ability to manifest, because we don't have the full ability to just step out of fear and start playing, and playing at a huge and high level. So I set what most would consider audacious monthly income allowing, monthly income feel good, monthly savings feel good. I see my Gary Barnes, my mentor Gary Barnes, is on the call, and in 2014 I had a lot of debt, And I was always taking the money that I had and paying down my debt. And he said, Tanya, what's your savings? Here I was with $300 savings for a single mom with 3 kids. Talk about worry. Talk about waking up in the morning of like, oh my gosh, if even the littlest thing happens, I'm screwed. So with Gary, he said, don't worry about paying down your debt. Actually start building your savings account. And when I started to allow and put some focus in a game together for that savings account, guess what? I came up with $10,000 savings rather quickly. And that $10,000 savings completely changed my life. Not because of how I spent, but because of how I felt. It was my feel good. It was my backup plan. I studied a lot about happiness, and the same gentleman, his name is escaping me right now, he came up with the blue zones. And if you remember his name, let me know. But in the blue zones, it's like, how do you live to be 100? He started studying people who lived to be 100. And then he went to figure out what makes people happiest. And it's community. It's community, because in a community, if something happens to one of the tribe members, the other tribe takes care of them. And so there's this safety net and this freedom and this feel good that we're missing in the American society, because we're all living solo. We don't have that community to fall back on. So we're totally self-dependent. But when you get to the root of what brings happiness and what makes you feel good, that's the safety net. And so when we start talking about savings and your money belief systems come up that goes, I don't need that much money. Why are we focused on money? Money's not important. We shouldn't be focused on that. We should be focused on doing what we love. We should be focused on serving others. We should be focused on helping one another, right? Well, yes and no. Because if you start to put your focus on your safety net, and then your worry goes away. And worry is one of the lower level vibrations. So now you start feeling secure, and you start creating, and you start thinking about what's next. And authentically, you can come from a place of doing what you absolutely love. Authentically, you can start creating with freedom and joy and passion, because your safety net is there. And whatever that safety net is for you, that safety net for you might be $120,000. That safety net for you might be $10,000. That safety net for you might depend on how much residual royalty income you have coming in month after month after month. And this is why I believe so many entrepreneurs are not manifesting to the top of their ability. They leave their job so that they can become an entrepreneur to have more freedom, but they're not creating that savings and that consistent monthly income. And pretty soon the fear steps in. Or else they have that ebb and flow in their business. And when they have that total flow, they're like, hey, I'm a $10,000 a month income earner. And they spend to that level. And then the income comes back. So it's really that savings that allows entrepreneurs to have the freedom that they're really seeking. And for some people, having that career or that job is a perfect thing, because they know consistently every month that they can count on $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month or more. I happen to like entrepreneurialism because I realize that I can allow for multiple streams of income. I can allow for greater income earning. I can allow to work with the kind of clients that I love to work with. But my true peace came from my savings account. So thank you, Gary Barnes, for that. I greatly appreciate that you gave me that insight. And most people who will argue with me in a room, I guarantee you they don't have a savings account. And there's some belief that's keeping that from happening. So my wish for you, my challenge to you, is to create a game. Look at what your savings account is going to be, the freedom that's going to come with that, and start to create your life from a place of power and possibility rather than worry.